Hi everyone! Today is going to be a garden tour day. Back in June, the end of June, like June 28th, we had this like massive hailstorm. Like it was, yeah, lots. One of our vehicles has like little dents in the hood from it actually. Like it was a lot of hail. And I took some like video with my cell phone that I want to like insert so you can see what it looked like then and what it looks like now about a month later, because I honestly didn't think anything was gonna like come back, and I was like pretty sad. I was like, it's all gone, but it isn't. Most of it survived, which was very cool. But I don't know if I'm just gonna put it like front load all of the hailstorm damage video that I have, or if I'm gonna kind of like insert it as we go from like spot to spot, you know. We'll see what I feel like when I'm editing. So we had a huge hailstorm. I am currently looking at the carnage. I don't think I've seen this much damage from hail before, so it's pretty shocking for me. Wow. Look at it! So much. These pots fell off where I had them. You can see they're just like demolished. Like, what? All of this taking off of here came off of this tree. It's right above him. There's flowers under here somewhere. So this is kind of like where I have all like the herbs and stuff and flowers. This is a new addition to the farm. Say hello, Yarrow. This is Yarrow. He has blue eyes. He's very nice. These are zinnias that haven't yet blossomed yet. These are bachelor buttons. Look at the different colors in there. There's like a pink one with a white and a blue one. Oh, so pretty. I have a few more coming up. They're a little scraggly, but I mean, like, yeah, this was just totally pulverized. So the fact that it's looking so nice is pretty amazing. I have one single little flower on the orchid cream nasturtiums. Isn't that lovely? This is cilantro, which has gone to seed. And then there's some dill, and this one is like a bronze fennel. The parsley kind of like came back. The sage is looking really nice. This is calendula. It's a triangle flashback calendula, and isn't that just like gorgeous? Like, wow. And some of the poppies are coming. This is a gray poppy from Baker Creek, and just like, look at that guy. Needless to say, I'm pretty excited about all the flowers that actually are like coming up. Even last year I didn't really have very many flowers, so the fact that there's some like flowers is pretty exciting for me. And the calendula is just like beautiful. Like, yeah, I'm just really amazed by it. Wow, it just got hammered. Look at that. Oh, the poor little bok choys. Just destroyed. the zucchinis. I can't say I was expecting to be pulling chunks of icy snow off my garden at the end of June, almost July. Wow. There they are, uncovered. I guess we'll see if they come back. Hey? Yeah, guess we'll see. Guess we'll see, hey? Yes? So here's kind of like the other raised bed garden, and you can see behind me the greenhouse that I built by myself. There's stuff in there. And it did survive the hailstorm, and I think that's primarily because it's like very new plastic, like it was brand new plastic. There are like holes in places in it, but it didn't get just like torn up. And I think it's because it hadn't had a lot of UV damage yet. But yeah, as you can see in like that footage, like most of this was just, it was just like covered. And I think maybe the cloth that I had on it at the time helped a little bit, like protect it, and it made it easy to get all the hail off, so I just had to like lift it off. But I've been keeping it on there just to, this is my deer deterrent, basically. So these right here are beans that I planted just right after the hailstorm happened. I planted them like July 1st, so they've had like 25 days, and they like look fabulous. No flowers yet, but maybe soon. I was trying to think of like a good hot weather kind of crop that grows fast. I was like, well, I have beans, so let's try those. Because this had radishes in it before, and the radishes were pretty much done. And they also just, they were like, well, you'll see, like there wasn't much left of them anyways. And so it just kind of like went in and harvested them and then replanted these beans, as well as I also planted some carrots, which I'm not so sure how that will go. I'm a little worried there's not going to be really enough time for the carrots, but well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I kind of wanted to have more than just beans in this one spot, so. This is all the same zucchini plants that were here. It's interesting that like, so this is one of the original leaves that made it like through the hailstorm, and you can see it's really big and like dark. And then all of the new leaves are like much like smaller and a lighter green. So like, yeah, the second growth has like smaller, lighter green leaves and not as many of like these big ones. But there's some blossoms happening. Oh, and like maybe a couple little baby zucchinis. This is like originally what I had planted here. Lots of kale. This is like Swiss chard and beets. These were these dragon tongue mustard greens, and then these are like tokanashi turnips. So after the hail, I just kind of went in and like cleaned all of the broken leaves off. Yeah, and then, I mean, they look pretty good. They're like struggling a little bit. Some of it's going to seed, like the mustard greens, and the turnips are pretty close to being done. And I'm not really sure what to do with the beets. Like, I just don't have very much luck with beets. Like, these have been in here since April, you know, and they're not like that big. And I don't really see much like rooting, like the root really starting. So I'm not sure what I'm doing with the beets and Swiss chard, but like I've never really had them able to grow well. But the turnips look okay. You can see they have a bit of like bug damage, but also there's some turnips in there. And then this is like the lettuce bed. You can see some of them are getting a little tall over here, so those ones are getting ready to bolt. But this, which is like kind of a romaine lettuce, that's like a romaine lettuce. It's called like Paris Island cause or something like that. I'm really surprised at like how well it's handling the heat, because it's not starting to bolt like the other ones that I have are. So that's pretty cool. And then the pak choi, that tried to make a little bit of a comeback, but it's mostly going to seed. And I think I might let it go to seed so that I can collect all those seeds and use them maybe next year, because I'm out of pak choi seeds. So you can see these are the bok choy seeds. This is the Paris Island cause. There's more calendula. I believe this is a different one. I think this is zeolites, and the other one was triangle flashback, which I think the triangle flashback has a slightly bigger flower head, but they're both this kind of like orangey color that apparently I was really into this spring when I was picking out seeds. Oh man, even the greenhouse got hit a little. I had it kind of open to let out the hot air because it was really warm this morning, and I guess it kind of blew horizontal enough to like get in here. Most of it looks okay though. So you can see like most of it's good. Just here got hit. See some of my cucumbers. Not much left of them. This is a Brad's Atomic grape. This is a Get Stuffed tomato. Some of the basils back there got hit a little hard. But not so bad, hey Juniper? This side looks fine. Some of these got knocked over, probably from the wind like hitting it. But yeah, so on like the side where I am, that was open, and it must have just kind of blew in here. That is so crazy. So crazy. Whew, I just opened this up. I can really feel the heat coming off it. It's just the morning. And usually I have the little windows open on the top part to like let it breathe when it's really hot, but this is the greenhouse. Very nice. It's a little bit of a jungle in here. Yep. These are cucumbers. Right here. You can see all the flowers. These cucumbers were supposed to be like bush cucumbers. I don't think they're bush cucumbers. I mean, look at this guy. Yeah, that doesn't seem very bushy to me, so. And then what else we got? We have lots of tomatoes. The only one that didn't survive was this one from the hailstorm. It kind of like blew through this opening and got the stuff that was like right in this area. So this is Brad's Atomic Grape, which like I hear a lot about on Roots and Refuge, and I really want to grow this tomato, and last year it didn't work and this year it didn't work. C'est la vie. Sorry Brad, we're not going to be atomic this year. Oh no, you're not allowed in here. You're not allowed in here. There's different types of melons. What is this one? Montreal Market melon. So that's like a Canadian melon bred in Canada. This is lettuce leaf basil. It has these big like crinkly leaves, and I've been harvesting basil. And then I also have a Genovese basil, like the traditional kind of basil. And I have a third basil in here somewhere. This one. This is a cardinal basil, and you can see it has these purple stems. And cardinal basil, is a basil that's grown for like its flowers, so that basil should have flowers but is also edible, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, you can see there's lots of little flowers happening. I think I even saw a couple of baby fruits. Yep. And I'm sure a lot of you have tomatoes that are much further along, but I kind of planted these late because I knew the greenhouse was going to be built late, so I was aware my tomatoes would be probably far behind most other people's. Here's another melon. Which one is this? This is a nutmeg melon. Look at that beautiful little flower. I have green giant, mortgage lifter, brandywine red, and then a Sart Rosy, I think it's called, in here. The mortgage lifters have like kind of done the best for me in the past, so that's kind of one of my favorite ones. And then in the front are different peppers, and then I have a few peppers in little pots. These ones are a little like slower growing, I've found, and so I want to be able to bring them inside when it, like in the winter. Yeah. And then this one is the Sugar Rush Peach. You can see it has a really nice load on it of peppers. The leaves are getting a little like light colored, like there's this leaf and this leaf. So I think that means I need to like fertilize that pepper in the pot. I mean, it's been in that pot for like almost a year now, so I did fertilize it once before, but maybe it's time to do it again. But yeah, so this is the greenhouse. Small but jungly. I saw we have some pepper flowers. So this is Buena Mulata. Oh, and you can see all the aphids on it. Oh, poor little flower. I do seem to have a lot of aphids, so I need to, I've been like spraying them off with just water, but I should probably maybe do something else, like try the soap dilution. And I think the ants are farming the aphids because they're just kind of around. I'm not actually sure if we are going to have any raspberries this year, which is really sad. As well as I don't think we're going to have any like Saskatoons or apples, because like all of the little like blossoms or starts got knocked off in the hailstorm. So that's a little sad. No berries or fruit or anything. But this is like what the raspberry plants look like, and you can see that like they're growing these new leaves down here, but I don't think they're gonna have time to like fully mature and flower and grow fruit again, which is a little bit of a bummer, but that's okay. Mostly everything else is like coming back, which is really nice. These were onions. How sad. I guess we'll see what comes back. It's not looking so good. Wow. And then this is like the in-ground garden that I had finished off. So these are 3 different types of onions, and I don't know. I mean, yeah, the onions don't really seem like they're doing that well. Yeah, I'm not sure if I need to like fertilize them or what, but I should probably try to figure out what's going on with them. So you can see like, oh, they're not allowed on there. They're just like these little things there. The asparagus came back. It's looking really nice and like bushy, which is pretty cool. And the potatoes are doing really well. I kind of lucked out with the potatoes a bit because only some of them had actually like come out of the ground when the hail happened, and the rest were like just starting, so they were kind of still like protected by the earth. So you can see a couple of them didn't actually like come up, and I'm not sure if it's too late to like throw a couple in there that have like the tubers already like really well formed. I have a few in my cupboard that I could probably put in there. The cabbage, It's like a red cabbage. And then this is the 1,000 head kale in here. For the cabbage actually, and the 1,000 head kale like over here, those got there was nothing left of those ones. But I was really lucky because I had given my sister-in-law a bunch of plants earlier in the year that were like left over from me, and she hadn't actually like planted them yet, and so she just like gave them back to me. And so most of the things that didn't like end up like regrowing on their own, I actually like had little plants left over that I could like replant. And so I didn't really lose anything. It was pretty lucky. Thank you, Sue, for handing those back to me. And then this is, guys, come on. This is like a bunch of different winter squash, which you can see there's some blossoms in here. The winter squash also got hit really hard. There's like nothing blocking it, and all like the hail just kind of like came down on it, which is a bit of a bummer because it takes so long for it to grow that it needs to be like doing really well the whole time with no like setbacks in order to get like fruit or like squash in time up here. At least that's what I feel like needs to happen. And so we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that's like the garden. Doing well. Pretty excited. I'm like really amazed at the resilience in the plants. Like I totally thought that everything was just like gone and done, and like I'd have to start over, or I don't know. So the fact that so much of it like managed to like come back was like really amazing. It kind of like showed me just like, I don't know, how much the plants really just want to grow. So very cool. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for watching, and maybe I'll leave you with a couple nature shots if I can find any, maybe. Until next time, bye.